Welcome to the channel. Shocking photo of the world.
When flour mills realized that women were using flour sacks to make clothes for their children, they began using colored fabrics for their sacks. 1939. This is what sumo wrestlers looked like in 1890. Loggers holding a crosscut saw pose next to a redwood tree they cut down themselves. California, 1917. 28-year-old Jenny Joseph poses for the Columbia Pictures logo. 1992. Bicycles designed for use on railroad tracks. Helston, Michigan, 1910. Ku Klux Klansmen ride through a black neighborhood with a noose to dissuade African Americans from voting in the elections. Miami, Florida, 1939. The last public execution by beheading by guillotine. France, 1939. In the 1930s, baby cages were used to ensure that children living in apartment buildings received enough fresh air and sunlight. The last living Tasmanian wolfhorns at Hobart Zoo in Australia, 1933. A soldier of the English Royal Guard fainted due to the intense heat, but no one even moved so as not to break the rules. 1957. A California alligator farm where children could ride and play with alligators. 1920s. Enzo Ferrari, an Italian auto mechanic and engineer, competes in his first race. He finished fourth. 1919. Albert Einstein arrived in New York, where he spoke about the theory of relativity and support for Palestine. April 2, 1921. Charlie Chaplin during his visit to London, where he is greeted by thousands of people. September 9, 1921. The Chicago Post Office put its workers on roller skates because they allowed them to work faster, thereby saving valuable time. 1920. Young English inventor Mr. Day demonstrates his 1922 innovation, a portable radio with headphones, a warehouse of metal buoys that supported anti-submarine nets during World War I, a lottery used by the Selective Service to determine who would be drafted first into Vietnam. Each capsule has a day of the year on it, determining the order of draftees by birthday. Washington, D.C., 1969. Preparing for a cattle beauty contest at the Iowa State Fair. Iowa, 1965. Execution of a thief. 1900s. Persia. The center is not a statue at all, but a man undergoing a sophisticated execution. He was tied up, surrounded by a mud brick wall, and then filled with lime. 6 hours later, the unfortunate man was still alive and had to be shot. According to the caption, the crime was the theft of 2 cucumbers. Exercise break at Intel Fab 11X, Rio Rancho, New Mexico, 1998. During the break, workers were required to do some light exercise to increase productivity. Fred Bell, a former millionaire and now unemployed, sells apples from his stand on a street corner in San Francisco during the Great Depression. Electric bath from 1910. At that time, doctors tried to treat rheumatism with electricity and water. Electric bath from 1910. At that time, doctors tried to treat rheumatism with electricity and water. A double-ended bronze dildo excavated from the tomb of Prince Liu Sheng of the Western Han Dynasty, died 113 BC. An ice pack against a hangover. Invented by a Max Factor employee for Hollywood actresses. USA, 1947. A chair for the insane in a Dutch mental hospital. 1938. It was used to calm the most violent and uncontrollable patients. In 1950, the Guinness Book of World Records named Claus from San Francisco the fattest cat. At age 8, he weighed 18 kilograms, 39.7 pounds, and measured 91 centimeters, 35.2 in, around the waist. Fidel Castro with a lollipop, and his classmates at the Nuestra Senora de Dolores School in Santiago, Cuba, 1937. Pablo Picasso with a revolver given to him for his birthday by Gary Cooper, Cannes, 1954. A very young Cristiano Ronaldo takes a photo with one of his first awards, standing with his mother. Early 1990s. A British doctor disinfects prisoners just liberated from the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. Germany, 1945. Mexico City in 1961 shows surprising similarities to New York in the abundance of taxis in the traffic pattern. Photographed by Frank Bock. Yakuza members and their wives were expected to decorate their bodies with tattoos. There are currently about 100,000 active Yakuza members. April 28, 1988. The roof of an Aloha Airlines plane came off mid-flight at 23,000 feet, but the plane still managed to land safely. A Senegalese soldier who lost both arms writes a letter using his new prosthesis at the Professional Rehabilitation School for the Disabled, Paris, 1918. Effects of the Daisy Cutter bomb. The bomb was designed to clear an area for a helicopter to land every day at the end of their shift. Workers in the diamond mines had to pass through an X-ray machine for inspection. Some swallowed diamonds and even hid them in cuts on their legs. South Africa, 1954. A young man stands in a snow-cleared area at Madison Avenue and 40th Street in New York City. In March 1888, a severe snowstorm hit the east coast of the United States, stretching from the Chesapeake Bay to Canada. Road roller with a diesel engine from the Kolomensky plant. 1910s. The Kolomensky plant was one of the first in the world to master the production of a new class of heat engines, diesels. In 1903, the first single-cylinder vertical diesel engine with a capacity of 18 horsepower was manufactured here. And after some time, the plant became the largest diesel manufacturer in the country. In 1904-1905, diesel engines with the Kolomensky plant trademark found application both in factories and in pipeline transport and at electric power stations. Koreans with guns defend their store from looters. Los Angeles riots, April 30th, 1992. The Richmond and Bacchus Co. office in Detroit in 1902. The company was founded in 1865 by Aeroit Richmond, Frederick H. Bacchus, and Benjamin Barton Richmond. It was involved in printing and stationery. Drive, Moxie Minard's radiology department at Cochin Hospital in Paris, circa 1914. Minard later lost a finger due to side effects from working with an X-ray machine. A statue of the Little Mermaid wearing a gas mask that was placed on her during anti-pollution protests in Copenhagen, Denmark, 1971. Clark Gable poses with one of the cats that lived on his ranch at San Fernando Valley, 1945. Invented in 1937 by a hockey player. This baby carrier was supposed to solve a problem for any couple with a child who loved to skate. Princess Diana takes part in a school mother's race, thus breaking royal protocol. Prince Harry's mother, 1991. A lottery used by the Selective Service to determine who would be drafted first into Vietnam. Each capsule has a day of the year on it, determining the order of draftees by birthday. Washington, D.C., 1969. King George VI of Great Britain and Northern Ireland inspects officers of the 5th Battalion, Scottish Light Highland Infantry, during a snowstorm at Gorhambury Park, Hertfordshire, the 29th of February 1944. Behind the doors is the signing of the Treaty of Versailles, which officially ended World War I. People stand on chairs, couches and tables, trying to see what is happening. 1919. The B-29 Superfortress bomber, named the Enola Gay, dropped the Little Boy atomic bomb on Hiroshima during World War I. It was the first aircraft to drop an atomic bomb from high altitude. Nakano Tokeiko, a female samurai from the Aizu domain in Imperial Japan. She fought with other women at the Battle of Aizu in October 1868 during the Boshin War, and was killed in action by a rifle shot on October 16, pictured wearing samurai armor, circa 186068. Ethiopian Negus Men Eliki, who defeated the Italians at the Battle of Adwa, and thus saved his people from colonization. 1913. A men's dress reform campaigner walks down a street in London, The MDRP Men's Dress Reform Party was formed in the interwar years in Britain. 1930. General Augusto Pinochet with AIDS, Santiago, Chile. 1973. Photographer Thomas Hoepker.